you know how to make aloo fry. So can you tell me the recipe in English?
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
I'm also doing great. What is your name?
My name is B. Satya Anvita.
Your name is?
B. Satya Anvita.
Okay, I will call you Anvita. Anvita, you are in class 7.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please tell me about yourself.
My name is B. Satya Anvita. I'm from Government High School. I'm studying in 7th class. I'm from Telangana, Sikandrabad, Karkana.
What motivated you to learn English?
To practice my English, ma'am.
You want to become a good English speaker?
Yes, ma'am.
So what about the other children? The other children speak English well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They will speak in English, ma'am.
They all speak in English?
Yes, ma'am. They will all speak in English, ma'am. Teachers also.
Okay. So do you face
So
problems
I
when you
want
speak to the teachers?
also. No, ma'am.
Okay. So you are
I
already
don't face any problem.
okay. So you are practicing English with the other learners on some app?
No, ma'am. I watch some small children characters like stories, ma'am.
And
Cartoons.
you have spoken to many YouTubers?
No, ma'am. This is my first YouTube, ma'am, interview.
In your first video session, you have never had a video
Yes, ma'am.
like this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. How did you get to know about my channel?
Last time my mom also talked with you, ma'am. Madhavi.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. So you are
I'm a daughter,
Madhvi's
ma'am.
daughter. Okay. Madhvi had a word with me,
Yes, ma'am.
and I think I uploaded her video day before yesterday. So you are her daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She was telling me that her daughter wanted to learn English.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you practice speaking English? In your school or in the neighborhood also?
In my school only, ma'am.
Okay. So in your
In
neighborhood,
the house also,
in the house?
in the house also, I will talk with the mirror, ma'am, and with my siblings.
Very good, very good. Do you want to speak on a topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a topic in mind?
No, ma'am. Currently,
Okay. So, okay, who is your best friend?
currently not there, ma'am. In new school,
Okay. So there is no best friend in your class right now.
but there is one close friend, not best friend like
Okay. So what's her name?
Shirisha, ma'am.
Shirisha. Okay. So is there anything that you don't like about her?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you don't like about Shirisha?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you love everything about her. So tell me 3 things that you like about her.
She will be very friendly and talkative, and she will help in studies, and she will talk in English, ma'am.
Okay, she is very talkative, helpful, and what else? She's helpful and
And
talkative.
she will talk in English, ma'am.
She talks in English. You like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about the other children? Are there any children who don't talk in English?
They will also talk, ma'am, but they will be not close, ma'am, in school.
Okay.
They
Did,
will.
yeah. Did you go on a picnic recently?
I went to Raj Bhavan, ma'am.
Okay. So tell me about this picnic.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where did you go?
That picnic is in Bolaram, ma'am. So our teachers also there, ma'am, and I saw Draupadi Murmu's house, and I saw her house, and I saw her statue and car and all her histories. I saw, ma'am.
Okay. You saw all that. And all the children were there?
No, ma'am. Some only there, ma'am.
Okay. Only some of the children went on the picnic. So, what did you eat on the picnic?
I did not hear, ma'am.
What did they serve you? I mean, what refreshments did they give you?
They gave bananas and biscuits, ma'am. Juice too, ma'am. Juice.
Juice also.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And tell me about your siblings.
Siblings. I have one elder sister and one elder brother, ma'am.
Okay. So you are
And
the
my
youngest one?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how old is your elder brother?
He is 13, ma'am.
Okay. And how old is your elder sister?
16, ma'am.
Okay. And how old are you?
Level, ma'am.
11. Mhm. So
Yes,
do
ma'am.
your elder brother and sister trouble you? Do they bully you?
Sometimes, ma'am.
Okay. Do they fight with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. The eldest one is your sister, right?
Yes, ma'am.
She is closer to your brother or you?
With me, ma'am.
Okay, she's closest to you. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes does it happen that you and your sister team up against your brother?
Yes, ma'am.
It happens. Tell me something interesting that you all do together.
We all do projects and we'll do all crafts, ma'am.
Okay.
And we all fly kites
You all like pets?
and kites, ma'am.
Okay, you all fly kites.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm. Okay,
And we all play together, ma'am.
okay. So what game do you play together?
We play chess, bat ball, and hide and seek, Ludo, some games, ma'am.
So does it ever happen that your brother and sister let you win because you are so young? You are the youngest one. Do they ever do that?
Yes, ma'am.
They let you win because you are the youngest one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, ma'am. I will beat them.
Okay, tell me about your mother.
My mother name is B. Madhavi, and she is a housewife,
Mhm. She's a home.
and
Say she's
she
a homemaker.
homemaker, ma'am.
Mhm. Tell me more about her
And
nature, about her like what she likes, her hobbies. Tell me everything about your mother.
my mom hobbies is listening music and creates her own stories,
Mhm.
and she tells her studies. Sometime recently my mom stopped tuitions, ma'am.
So she gives tuitions to other kids.
Yes, ma'am.
So when the other children come, you also study with them.
Yes, ma'am. I will also study with them.
Okay. So tell me, is your mother very strict? Does she scold you?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, she's very strict.
Not much, ma'am.
Okay. Whom does she scold the most? You or your sister or your brother?
My sister, ma'am.
Okay, your elder sister. So she scolds her the most. Why? Because she is the eldest one.
No, ma'am. Because sometimes she will also disturb me, and she will also do some messy things, ma'am.
Okay. You think sometimes she does such things that your mom has to scold her, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but
Yes, ma'am.
she scolds you the least because you are the youngest one. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know how to cook?
No, ma'am. So much I cook, ma'am.
How to
I cook I
fry?
cook dal and bagara and aloo fry
Okay.
and tomato
Tomato?
curry, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Do you know how to make tea?
Yes, ma'am.
You know how to make tea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Sometimes I will also make tea, ma'am, in evening times. And
You know how to make aloo fry. So can you tell me the recipe in English?
yes, ma'am. First we have to wash the potatoes in the salty water, and we have to cut the potatoes in the
But
pieces.
but wait a minute. Do I have to peel the potatoes also?
Yes, ma'am.
So
First, we have to wash the potatoes and we have to peel the potatoes. And after peeling, we have to cut the pieces, the potatoes, and we have to wash again. And we have to put one jar vessel, ma'am. And in the vessel, we have to pour 3 or 4 spoons of oil, ma'am. And after that we have to cut the onions, and we have to put the potatoes on that vessel, and we have to mix. After that we have to put some powder, mirchi powder, and salt something. After mixing we have to put the lid for 20-15 minutes.
just a
After
moment.
putting the lid,
Just a moment. Do we have to turn on the stove?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. I have to put a pan on stove, then turn on the stove. Then in that pan I have to
Yes,
put the cut potatoes. So do I have to
and we
put
have
water also?
to
Do I have to put water also or only the potatoes?
some water, I think so, ma'am.
Okay. Some water, potatoes, and salt and red chili powder. Then
Yes, ma'am. And we have to mix and we have to close the lid for some time, ma'am, 15-20 minutes. And
Okay,
after
so
that, we have to mix properly, ma'am.
okay, so we have to cover the pan with the lid, and then we will let it cook for 20 minutes. Then
Yes, ma'am.
then after cooking it for 20 minutes, what do we do?
We have to off the stove, and for sometimes we have to not put the vessel. After some time, we have to take the vessel and we have to we have to ready to serve, ma'am.
Okay, you mean to say don't touch it, let it rest for some time. First turn off the stove, then let it rest for a while. After that, just remove the lid and take it out and serve it. So this is aloo fry, but you didn't
Yes,
fry
ma'am.
them. You didn't fry the potatoes. Then how is it aloo fry? How is it potato fry when you didn't fry it? You just boiled it.
When you, I don't think so, ma'am. I can't say, ma'am.
Okay, you forgot the recipe?
Yes, ma'am.
I think after cooking it in water for a while, we take it out and then we fry them in oil.
Yes, I think so, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me one thing that you cook very well.
Tea, ma'am.
Okay, tell me the recipe of tea.
First, we have to take one tea vessel, ma'am, and we have to put the vessel on the stove, ma'am. We have to on the stove, and we have to pour the water, and we have to add some tea powder and sugar, ma'am, and we have to put the stove on the high flame, ma'am. After it boils, we have to pour milk, ma'am, and after it becomes like orange skin color, we have to turn off the stove and we have to pour the tea, ma'am.
So don't you strain it?
Yes, ma'am. We will strain, ma'am.
Okay. So you mean to say first take some water, heat some water in a pan, heat some water in a saucepan, then put
Yes,
some
ma'am.
tea powder and sugar in the pan and let it boil. After it boils, put some milk in it. When it comes to a rolling boil, then let it simmer for a while. And after that, tea is ready. Strain it with tea strainer and then serve it. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you make tea for mama or papa?
Both, ma'am.
Do you make tea for yourself also?
Some when mama and dada go to the wedding, when they become late, I will put the tea, ma'am.
No. Do you like tea?
Yes, ma'am. I like the tea very much.
Okay. You also like to have tea.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.
In my home, daddy and I like the tea very much, ma'am.
Okay. So don't you like to drink milk?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So instead of milk, you drink tea, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you like to eat vegetables and fruits?
Yes, ma'am. I like the vegetables and fruits to eat, ma'am.
Very good, very good. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, ma'am. Can you introduce yourself, ma'am?
Okay. So my name is Meenu. I'm from Delhi. I was born and raised in Delhi, and I have been running my YouTube channel for 3.5 years. That's all about me.
Ma'am, how you became very fluently in English, ma'am?
I kept practicing. Practice makes a man perfect. So I kept practicing speaking, and that is how I became good at English. So you can also do the same. If you keep practicing and keep speaking English every day, you can also become very fluent in it.
Okay, ma'am. I will try in the next time, ma'am. Ma'am, I can create. Ma'am, I can create my own story too, ma'am.
Okay, very good, very good. You can create your own story. Okay, tell me one story.
Ma'am, can you give me the topic I can say, ma'am?
Angry dog.
Yes, ma'am.
Now make a story.
Angry dog.
Angry dog.
Angry dog. One day I was playing in my home. I was playing with the ball with my brother, and the ball fell near the dog, and the dog was very angry. So I went to take the ball. The dog has barking, and she is very angry at me. I ran away, but the dog is still she is coming near me, ma'am. I was running very fast and I fell down, ma'am. And the dog has came, ma'am. That time my parents came and saved me, ma'am.
Okay, wow, that's a good story. So you were playing and the ball went near the dog and he got angry. And then it just came to you and it started barking and you were running and your father saved you. Wow, you make story immediately, huh? That's good. Very good. So keep practicing English, and we can have another session after a month. Okay? Till then, keep practicing.
Thank thank you, ma'am, for this opportunity, ma'am.
You're welcome, and send me a beautiful picture for thumbnail. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye. Have a nice day, and all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Same to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you.